I want to bring in Congressman Steve Israel, Democrat from New York and chairman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Always good to see you, Congressman. Good morning.
Morning.
You heard Dana talking about there was also this House bipartisan group. If the Senate does come to an agreement, what are the chances it passes the House?
Well, I hope it does pass. Look, in the Senate, it sounds like they're still dotting some I's and crossing their T's. In the House, the Republicans are going to have to decide, do they want to cross their base? Do they want to cross their Tea Party extremist base? In the Senate, you're going to have Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and progressives agree on something. The Chamber of Commerce and Labor agree on something. Only House Republicans could stop it now. Only House Republicans could decide that they don't. So far, they have not shown an ability to compromise. They are inflexible. They are chaotic. They put politics ahead of solutions. If they continue down that route, then I'm less optimistic. They have to make a fundamental decision. Do they want to be problem solvers, or do they want to continue to be part of the problem on this and other issues?
If they did do that, if they blocked it, what would it say about the perception that Marco Rubio is this emerging leader of the party?
Well, it would say that Marco Rubio and others, if in fact they do block it, and I hope that they don't, that they continue to make decisions that politics is more important than solutions. Look, the Republicans after this election, I would have thought the fever would have broke. They did autopsies, they did postmortems, they said, we realize that Americans think that we're inflexible and intolerant. We have to go through this extreme makeover. And what happens after that extreme makeover? You have Don Young using the worst kind of vilification against Latinos. You have a congressman from Pennsylvania today saying that he will oppose any compromise on immigration. They are who they are. They've got to decide, do they want to solve problems or continue to be the voice in the face of extremism, intolerance, and instability in this country?
I'm getting a sense that I'm having a little preview of what we're going to hear, because there's another election that, based on the conversations already, seems to be just around the corner. You folks with the DCCC are already online with ads this morning. What, 17 House Republicans you're targeting? Why, and how many of these do you think are truly winnable?
Well, we need 17 seats to take the House back and elect a Congress of problem solvers versus partisans.
So are these the 17 you think are most vulnerable?
There'll be about 50 to 60 seats in play, and 2014 will be a referendum on the Republican Congress. Have they solved problems? Have they compromised? Have they met in the middle? We are holding Republicans accountable in districts throughout the country to those standards. If they're problem solvers, thank God. But if they continue to choose inflexibility, chaos, and destructive politics, we're going to hold them responsible with the kind of aggressive advertising that we unveil today.
And are you going to have the money to do that?
Yeah, of course. In fact, we've been out raising the Republican Congressional Campaign Committee every quarter consistently, and our grassroots base is fired up big time.
Well, it sounds like immigration, certainly in some of those districts, is going to be important. What about guns? Will you target them on guns? It does feel, to some extent, in spite of what the president said very emotionally last week, that some of the momentum was lost.
And if that's true, it would be tragic. You know, we keep seeing these tragedies, like in Connecticut, and saying that they're teachable moments, and then we very quickly forget the lessons that we thought we had learned until the next tragedy. We can't afford another tragedy. Members of Congress are paid to vote. We expect Speaker Boehner to allow us to vote on every element of gun violence prevention. People can vote for it. You can vote against it. Earn your salary and give us a vote. And don't hide behind the Speaker of the House. Let's get it all out on the floor. Let my colleagues vote and let their constituents know where they stand on these issues.
In the 50 to 60 House seats that you think are potentially in play, how many of those might turn on an issue like guns?
Yeah, I don't think that a district turns on any specific issue. It turns on the aggregate of issues. Do I have a member of Congress who's willing to compromise? Do I have a member of Congress who's willing to get it done? Do I have a member of Congress who's willing to move the country forward rather than the right or the left? And when you have members of Congress like one in Pennsylvania today, who at a time when John McCain and Jeff Flake are agreeing with Chuck Schumer and Labor on immigration and says, no, I will not allow this to go forward, that shows that you're out of touch with the people in your district. You're not willing to move this country forward based on solutions. You want the old politics and partisanship of the past. That's not working.
Congressman Steve Israel, it's always good to have you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much. Senator Lindsey Graham